Royal shocked. The real reason Princess Leonor still hasn't married. In every royal family, marriage is expected to be a glittering milestone. For centuries, kings and queens, princes and princesses have stood before the world, declaring their love in the grandest of ceremonies. For Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, many believed her wedding would have already been set, celebrated, and marked in history. But what if I told you that despite her being the future Queen of Spain, Leonor remains unmarried, and the reasons why are far more complicated, shocking, and human than anyone expected? Because behind the palace walls, beyond the parades and formal ceremonies, lies a truth that challenges tradition, power, and even the very future of Spain's monarchy. And today, we are going to uncover the real reason Princess Leonor still hasn't married. Now, let us begin. From the moment Princess Leonor was born in 2005, her life was mapped out with royal duty. The eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she became the first female heir apparent to the Spanish throne in modern history. Every step of her childhood was watched. Her schooling, her first speeches, her growing confidence, even the smallest gestures made headlines. So naturally, the world expected her to follow another royal script, to marry young, secure the monarchy, and prepare for her reign. But here is where things take an unexpected turn. Leonor is not rushing. She has not bowed to the immense pressure of marrying quickly to please royal tradition. Instead, she has chosen a different path, one that is raising eyebrows and opening questions. Why hasn't she married yet? At first glance, many would point to her age. At only 19, Leonor is still incredibly young by modern standards. While history shows princesses marrying in their teens, today's royals live differently. Yet, that is only one layer of the story. The real truth lies deeper, in her upbringing, in her responsibilities, in her heart, and in the complex political expectations she carries as the future queen. To understand this, we must rewind. Leonor grew up in a household where her mother, Queen Letizia, emphasized education, independence, and emotional strength over blind tradition. Unlike royal daughters of the past, Leonor was taught to think critically, to study, and to define her identity outside of just her crown. That upbringing shaped her into a modern princess, one who is not content with simply becoming a bride for a political alliance. But that modern outlook has created tension. On one side, there is the pressure from traditionalists who believe Spain's monarchy must preserve its ceremonial strength by showing stability through a royal wedding. On the other side, Leonor herself, standing firm in her decision to wait. So, what exactly is she waiting for? Some say it is love. Rumors have swirled about her connection to Prince Christian of Denmark, with whispers of a romance that could unite two powerful European monarchies. Others insist that Leonor has admirers within Spain and beyond, but she has not yet committed to anyone. What is certain is that Leonor has refused to be rushed into a marriage of convenience. She wants what many young women want, marriage built on love, not obligation. But there's another layer, duty. Leonor has spent the past few years preparing for the throne more intensely than any Spanish heir before her. From military training to academic excellence, she has been groomed not as a young bride but as a sovereign in waiting. For her, taking on the crown comes before taking vows. This choice has fueled admiration from many Spaniards, who see her as a leader who prioritizes the nation before personal comfort. Yet, it has also fueled speculation. Critics ask, does Leonor's hesitation to marry reflect deeper cracks in the monarchy? Could delaying a royal wedding risk the stability of the crown, or is she in fact securing its survival by showing strength and patience? Here lies the paradox. Leonor's refusal to rush may be the very thing that ensures Spain's monarchy adapts to the 21st century. But let us go deeper into the whispers. Behind closed doors, some palace insiders reveal that Leonor has faced enormous challenges balancing her personal life with the rigid expectations of her position. Imagine being a teenager, trying to live, study, and dream, while every friend, every potential partner, every interaction is scrutinized by the press. Unlike ordinary young women, Leonor cannot simply date freely, make mistakes, or explore quietly. Every step is political. Every rumor is magnified. This constant pressure makes marriage not just a personal decision, but a national one. If she marries someone from outside the aristocracy, critics will accuse her of breaking royal tradition. If she marries within European royalty, she risks being accused of political maneuvering. If she waits too long, tabloids question her readiness. No matter what choice she makes, the world will react, and she knows it. So, has Leonor secretly chosen someone already? Or is she still searching for the right person? This is where speculation intensifies. Some say Leonor is closer than ever to making her choice. Others claim that her heart belongs to someone unexpected, someone who might not even be royal. And that possibility terrifies the establishment. Because if Leonor marries outside the royal circle, it could spark both outrage and admiration. Outrage from the old guard who see it as breaking centuries of tradition. Admiration from the younger generation who long to see a queen who marries for love, not duty. But here is the truth most people overlook. Leonor is not just any royal bride-to-be. She is Spain's future queen. Her marriage, whenever it happens, is not merely a personal union, it is a symbol of the future. And Leonor knows that symbols must be powerful. This is why she has chosen to wait. She is not resisting marriage. She is preparing. Preparing not just to say, I do, but to ensure that when she does, the marriage reflects strength, stability, and the values of a modern Spain. She wants to walk into her wedding as a leader, not a pawn. And so, the real reason Leonor still hasn't married is not weakness. It is power. The power to choose love on her own terms. The power to prioritize her crown, her people, and her future over outdated timelines. The power to rewrite the royal script for a new generation. But this story does not end here. Because as Leonor's 20s approach, the pressure will only grow. Every appearance, every statement, every companion at her side will be watched with even sharper eyes. The world is waiting. Spain is waiting. Denmark is waiting. Even the wider European royals are watching to see if Leonor and Christian will truly unite their destinies. The unanswered question remains. When she finally steps forward with her chosen partner, will Spain rejoice in a love story for the ages, or will her decision divide the monarchy she is destined to lead? That is the mystery. That is the reason the world is still holding its breath. Princess Leonor has not married yet, not because she cannot, but because she dares to wait until the time, the person, and the moment are right. And when that moment comes, it will not just be a wedding. It will be a turning point in history. Perfect. But here is where the real shock comes. For many observers, Leonor's decision to wait is not simply a question of love, or even of duty. It is a test, a deliberate challenge. To the centuries-old expectation that a royal woman must define herself through marriage before she defines herself through rule. And if Leonor succeeds, she will become not just the first queen regnant of modern Spain, but also the first to rewrite what royal womanhood truly means in the 21st century. Let us imagine the weight she carries. Every gala, every public appearance, the question lingers silently in the air, who will she marry? When will it happen? Why has it not happened already? These whispers are not confined to Spain. In Denmark, in Britain, in France, in the Netherlands, other royal families watch with keen interest. Because Leonor's choice will ripple across Europe. And here lies the curiosity loop that keeps the world hooked. If Leonor waits too long, will the monarchy appear unstable? Or, if she marries too soon, without care, will the crown seem fragile? We must look closely at the palace itself. Behind those majestic walls, there are advisors, ministers, and family members quietly debating what should be done. Some, the traditionalists, want a swift engagement, believing it will reinforce Spain's monarchy with a show of stability. Others, especially those closer to Queen Letizia, believe Leonor should resist and wait, even if it takes years, until she is fully ready. The divide is not just political. It is personal. Consider King Felipe himself. As a young man, he too faced the burden of choosing a bride. He eventually married Letizia Ortiz, a journalist, an unconventional choice that shocked many at the time. And yet, that decision proved vital, humanizing the monarchy in ways no one predicted. Does Felipe now see his daughter in the same mirror, fighting the same doubts, facing the same questions? Perhaps that is why he has given her space, rather than forcing her hand. But we must not forget, this is not just a family matter. It is national. Spain itself, a country balancing tradition with modern change, projects its hopes and fears onto Leonor's personal life. And that makes her silence, her patience, even more dramatic. So, why hasn't Leonor married? Because she understands something profound, that her first vows are not to a husband, but to her people. And yet, even as she delays, speculation grows louder. Is Prince Christian truly the man destined to stand beside her? Will the Spanish crown welcome a Danish prince into its future? Or will Leonor's heart surprise the world, choosing a path no one predicted? The palace will not say. Leonor will not say. And so, the waiting continues. But imagine the day when she finally does. The bells of Madrid will ring, the Spanish flag will drape the city in crimson and gold, and millions will gather to see her walk down the aisle. That day will come. But it will come on her terms, not anyone else's. And that is why Princess Leonor has not married yet. Not because of fear, not because of hesitation, but because she dares to make history by waiting for the right moment, transforming a personal decision into a national triumph. Because sometimes, the greatest shock is not in what has been done, but in what has not yet happened.